New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
There we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3,396. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, Ryan Castle joins us from his basement studio dungeon. Once again, we will sit and spin. Today, courtesy of Rolling Stone magazine, the 10 worst songs of the 70s. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, the Men's Room Shout of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite TV Time with Tate.
Clack, clack. Junkity John.
All right, here we go. A man in Ohio named Rock lives up to his rock and roll name. Meanwhile, police in Lincoln, Nebraska catch a man with a naked claim to fame. Woman who didn't want to buy new clothes wears the same black dress for 100 days. Swingers party invaded by hunky men in uniform, reminding that crime does not pay. And another cat goes through the washing machine. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, thanks to the pandemic, a lot of businesses and a lot of individual people are struggling mightily. However, one industry that's benefited from coronavirus, believe it or not, sperm banks. According to a new study, demand for sperm, the demand for baby batter, the demand for daddy sauce is up 20%, because who hasn't watched the news and thought, let's bring a child into this joy? Now, in spite of the spike in demand, supply is down by an average of 60%. So in other words, the world needs more white gold, and you can get paid about $70 for a donation of your dude butter. But before you try to cash in, just know that people want, and I quote, college-educated sperm. I assume they mean college-educated people, but it says college-educated sperm. They also want sperm from tall people, athletic people, fit people, and good-looking people. Let's face it, that ruled out about 95% of us. But even if you are tall, athletic, fit, good-looking, and college-educated, there's still plenty of garbage that you can pass down to the next generation. And you can have all those qualities: cancer, alcoholism, OCD, food allergies, animal allergies, lactose intolerance, body odor, jack teeth, big Katie Couric gums, hammer toes, hammer toes, and on it goes. Well, there's actually a man in England, all right? Decent-looking guy, average-looking guy, but he suffers from auto-brewery syndrome. What is auto-brewery syndrome? Auto-brewery syndrome is when your body ferments carbohydrates. So in layman terms, if he eats a slice of bread, he becomes 3 times the legal limit in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right, but dude can't eat anything. He gets blackout drunk. He says it's like sleepwalking. But imagine passing that down to your kids. Imagine what their life is like at that point. But that's what we're talking about today, right? We want you to think about not all those things that make you a wonderful person, but all those things that make you suck. Now, some of those things that make you suck are obvious to people, like you're an a-hole. There's other things that maybe we don't know about, some underlying condition, something you're not looking forward to, and you hope, you pray that, man, oh man, if I do have kids, or if you already have kids, I hope they don't get this from me. So today's question is this. What trait of yours would you not want to pass down, or what trait was definitely passed down to you?
Be part of the big show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Oh, drat. I was driving along minding my own business when that vulgar leech hit my Beamer with his pickup truck. I fear I've fractured my clavicle.
I say, old boy, don't simply put it in the hands of your insurance company to sort it out. Talk with the dedicated road solicitors at the Advocates Law Firm.
Pipe down, you old sod. The Advocates will see your case through to the bitter end and won't sleep a fortnight until they have victory in their grasp.
Jolly good, old man. Jolly good indeed. You get injured, the Advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Well, the show's and away we go. Welcome to Season 16, Episode number 3,396. What a large and charged program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat on this beautiful day, as once again we will welcome in Ryan Castle from his basement studio dungeon, and we will sit and spin. And today from RollingStone.com, Rolling Stone magazine, we have the 10 worst songs of the 70s.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's bring you the worst.
The absolute. Well, what fun would it be if we brought you the best?
Well, it'd be great because it's the best.
Yeah.
I can get you season tickets to the Jets, or I can get you season tickets to the Chiefs. That's all I'm saying.
You know.
The 70s were a weird decade. I don't know if the best would have been that much better.
You know, you're right. You're right. But still, we are going for the worst of the worst.
And they are some bad tunes. And this was voted on by the readers of Rolling Stone magazine. And the 70s had all kinds of crazy music, but definitely some of the worst songs ever.
Now, you say this is voted on by the readers of Rolling Stone, which means, in my mind...
It was a Rolling Stone reader poll thing.
But whatever these 10 songs are, then the writers of Rolling Stone would tell you why you're wrong to dislike it.
That's probably correct. They have some deep
That's
thing.
what
You missed this.
You missed a really hugely important...
One that
blah, blah, blah.
we knew about it, and you did because we're cool.
Yeah.
And today on the question, we're going to talk a little bit about DNA. We're going to talk about traits of yours. We're going to talk
Good
about...
for you, Ted.
Yeah, we're going to
talk with semen today. See?
Talking about spermatozoa.
Awesome.
Right, exactly.
Well, you wanted semen yesterday for Profile This. We had no semen to offer you.
I just assumed it would have been a choice.
You know, that's a fair assumption.
Yeah,
but not today. But we brought a full search just for Ted. We brought up sperm banks.
You know, it's not all semen. Most of it is. A lot of it. 50% is. You know, so, but either way, we get this news that, quote, the sperm kings have a problem. Too much demand. The sperm kings of America, they say, are exhausted. These men are flying all over the place. They are shipping their sperm with new vial systems. They are taking the latest DNA test because that is what women want now. Sure, they can talk on the phone to somebody, but they say it has to be quick because they're driving to Dallas, Kansas City, Portland, Maine in time for an ovulation window. They would like to remind people they have day jobs. People are fed up with sperm banks, according to Kyle Gordy. He is 29 and lives in Malibu, California. He invests in real estate, but spends most of his time donating his sperm for free, except for the cost of travel to women.
So he likes to masturbate is what I'm getting out of that.
He also runs a nearly 11,000-member private Facebook group, Sperm Donation USA, which helps women connect with a roster of hundreds of approved donors. His sperm has sired 35 children with 5 more on the way.
Wow.
Guy's 29 years old. Could you imagine the amount of Christmas cards that he has on magnets on his refrigerator?
I think this is going to come back to bite him in the ass.
Mm-hmm. They say if you are one of the roughly 141 million Americans whose body produces sperm.
You mean a guy?
Yeah. The substance likely seems abundant and cheap. For the rest of us, it is much neither, they say. We've been breaking records for sales since June worldwide, not just in the U.S. Broken records in England, Australia, Canada. Their company, Seattle Sperm Bank, here in town, one of the country's largest sperm banks, by the way, said his company was selling 20% more sperm now than a year earlier.
Because women are demanding guys with man buns.
Mm-hmm. Even as supplies dwindled. We need to talk to Angelo Allard and see if he needs more sperm. I bet we got good sperm in here, right?
You mean in this room? I mean, I'm sure it's viable. I don't know if you want me to be inside of you, but...
Yeah, well, that's what's going to happen.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you guys know.
Okay, so Mr. Allen, who lives in town, says between our 3 locations, I'll usually have 180 unique donators donating. Now I'm down to 117. The other month it was 80. I don't have any indication it's going to be a positive trend. Now, I got to ask, all right? Angelo is in he's in a restaurant in Ballard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This is before COVID. Let's just assume. He's sitting down, in walks this dude who is tall, he is good looking, he appears to be college educated, all the things that you read off the list, all the checks, you know what I mean? Yeah. Does this guy walk over and hand his business card to this guy in the restaurant and say, hey, check this out online?
I don't know if Angelo does, but Angelo should. I mean, why wouldn't you? Like, look, man, I run this business, all right? And look, we understand nobody says, I want short, squatty, and like, we get it. So you see the guy that walks in to be on the cover of Men's Health magazine, right? And if I'm running his business, I would say, look, absolutely, man, because one, it's a DNA thing, too, so you get screened for a bunch of crap, but there's a good chance that people that want healthy, viable sperm might want their kid to look like you.
Okay.
Right? Why wouldn't you? And what guy is going to be insulted? You're not going to believe what happened to me today. Somebody came up and said, you look so fit, trim, and seem intellectual that we would like your sperm to go to a sperm bank. I can't believe the nerve. Like, I would take that as a compliment.
Now, keep in mind, in England, it's somewhat different. There's one guy that
want bad teeth.
There's one guy that'll do it 3 different ways. He will go there with and just give you his sperm. And he will give it to you in a vial.
Okay.
He also has the option of being intimate with the partner.
I like that he puts that option up
does,
there.
absolutely.
Does he get to choose, or does the client get to choose?
I think the client chooses. And then he will probably make the final decision if that's what they're going to go ahead and do.
That's the question.
Yeah. And so they say in the capitalist crunch sperm world, the world of people buying and selling sperm has gone wild. Donors are going direct to customers now. They meet with prospective mothers-to-be in Airbnbs for an afternoon handoff. Facebook groups with tens of thousands of members have sprung up. The reason that people know this is simple. The person who wrote this article, she's a 32-year-old partnered to a woman stuck at home and in the market for the finest sperm that she can get.
The finest, only the finest.
Only the finest sperm.
From the Champagne region of France.
Reliable numbers are tough to find in sperm world. Researchers cite data collected in the 1980s to estimate the number of children born by donor sperm in the United States. They say it's anywhere between 30 and 60,000 a year. Though advocates push back even on that range, saying there are no dependable figures because there's no regulation. Sperm banking itself is about a $4 billion industry.
Damn.
They said there's always been infertile straight couples in need of donor sperm.
Sure.
But with the legalization of gay marriage and the rise of elective single motherhood, market has expanded over the last decade. About 20% of sperm bank clients are heterosexual couples. 60% are gay women, and 20% are single moms by choice, according to the banks. So there you go. I'm curious to see if we put in an application, how we would do as far as if you had to take a test, say.
Well, now wait, because there are things that might be like medically wrong with this, but let's eliminate that and say it is just so if you're in the market for sperm, there is a picture of the donor and a vial. Well, that's it, right? You say, look, they have no problem. Although somebody does point out, Ted Bundy was college educated and good looking. Imagine him donating and having 30 kids. By the way, just so the people know, I did take the time to research the number percentage wise of serial killers that were college educated. And as it works out, the number of serial killers that are college educated is about commensurate with the number of people that are just college educated in general. This was around the world. The U.S. does a better job of tracking serial killers than almost any other country in the world. It's not that we have more, but we take the time to track it down. And, marshals and FBI will go look for these people. So, yes, this is my research this morning. This is the one that shocked me, okay? So when you picture a serial killer, if you had to make an assumption about the serial killer, like gender and race, where are you going?
I'm going white.
White male, right? All right, so it is guys overwhelmingly. All the ladies, you do a pretty good job, too. You're in there about 22%.
The difference is women maybe don't get caught.
Women don't get caught as much. But keep in mind, when you're initially looking for a serial killer, nobody's thinking woman. So if you're a female serial killer, unless you leave a specific calling card that says you're a woman, they will never think it's a woman. And I think we all agree with that. But believe it or not, black guys more responsible for serial killing than white guys. But it's based on their definition. So a serial killer, by the definition, is you've killed 2 or more people in separate occurrences. So they said when you look at these stats, so again, it's how you manipulate statistics. So technically, there'd be more black guys. They said, but the black guys, it might be in Baltimore or South Chicago or Detroit, where these guys are in a gang, and they've killed maybe 7 people on 7 separate occasions, but they're doing business, where the white guys typically travel a bit more, and maybe they're killing people across the country. So by the definition of it, black guys, it was like 52% to about 48 or something.
Okay. Yeah, like if you were the heavy for El Chapo, like you killed a lot of people, but I don't know that I personally would call that a serial killer.
Technically, you're a serial killer. We just call it a murderer, right?
Right.
But if you're going like state to state and doing that kind of thing, then serial killers, we look at it. But when you break it down by definition, it's more black guys than white guys. And women make up a much larger percentage of serial killers than you would think. I got on serial killer talk because I was researching sperm banks.
And the same holds true with what traits you believe come from your mom and your dad. Mm-hmm. So genetically, they figured this stuff out. And a lot of the things you've heard for most of your life is in fact incorrect as far as what you got from your parents.
Yeah, but there's also things, and I can see this. I know where you're going with this, but I look like my mother. My son looks like me. My son's temperament is much more like my father, or I could even say my wife. But my daughter, the traits that come from my family, she doesn't look like me. She looks more like my dad's side of the family.
Right.
So it's one of these things where, like, a lot of her looks, a lot of her expressions remind me of my father. So either my father had sex with my wife, which I desperately hope not, or I'm still passing down some of the stuff that does not manifest in me.
You absolutely. Here's the best one I can, for an example, because you say you're a carbon copy of your mother.
Yes.
All right. So
she has bigger boobs, but otherwise.
There are 2 types of fat in your body. You have good brown fat, which increases your metabolism and helps you maintain a healthy weight. Then you have the bad white fat.
Bad white fat.
Which can cause obesity and disease. But how much brown fat you have, and therefore how high your metabolism is directly taken from your mother.
So my mom hooked me up with the good brown fat.
The reason that your mom is skinny is the same reason that you are skinny.
Because, we both do meth.
Now, as far as your dad, your dad has the white fat. So
I don't let him know you say he's not fat.
Your dad has the fat.
I'm going to tell Miles thinks you're fat.
It's going to surround the fat that surrounds your organs. All right. That's from your dad. So
bad fat is from fathers. Good fat's from mom.
Correct. The fat that your body stores is white fat. That comes from your dad. So if your dad has a beer gut, you're probably going to have a beer gut.
Yes, I'm a daddy's white fat.
You got love handles back here. My dad's got love handles. That's from dad. Your mother, however, gives you the good fat for the brown fat for your metabolism. So that's just one of those weird things that I never knew. I didn't know we had 2 kinds of fat and everything else. By the way, as far as being a sperm donor, I am at Seattle Sperm Bank right now.
I see that.
And I have
become a sperm donor. Let's go through the process.
I absolutely. I don't know how far we can go.
If that dude can donate sperm, any of us can.
Exactly.
That's the picture you put up of a guy that donated sperm?
Hold on. You can earn up to $1,000 a month. You get free STD and genetic testing.
Okay.
Free physicals with their doctor. Oh, we're already... Oh, no, Ted.
We're already out.
Ted's out.
What?
Okay, to be eligible for the Seattle Sperm Bank Donor Program, you must meet these minimum requirements.
All right.
You must be between the ages of 18 and 39 years old.
I'm out.
That means we only have 1 member.
Oh, Mike Hawk.
Of this radio show.
Well, let's keep going. Let's see if Mike...
so far, I mean, you're our only hope.
Come on, Mike. You got the white
gold. Prime zone, too.
Right. You got the white gold, brother.
Okay. Do you have a good medical history?
Me personally or throughout my family?
No, you.
Oh, me? Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. No chronic illnesses, no diseases, no nothing like that. I'm clean. I'm good.
Are you a college graduate?
I am.
Okay.
Just damn barely, but yes, I am.
It doesn't matter.
Are you currently enrolled as a student anywhere, or are you working as a working professional anywhere?
I am a working professional.
What job do you have?
I am a radio producer.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your other job, because this cannot be professional.
We can't know about my other
exactly.
job.
Yeah, I figured Mike would be the only one to qualify just because of age.
Oh, you can give up some of that gentleman's relish.
Okay.
Now I know what my side hustle is.
Basically, as far as
give him some of that monkey juice.
As far as the donor application, name, address, typical stuff. Then you get into age, height, hair color, weight, and eye color.
All right.
Those are the physical attributes that are just on the application.
And this is just to apply to donate.
You can make $1,000 a month. You know? I mean, what the hell's wrong with that? Look, if you had to give blood, they're not going to pay you to give blood. If you give plasma, maybe they'll pay. Maybe. But you're telling me I can make $1,000 a month by going to a clinic however often they want?
Yeah, I can hook you up 3 times a day on the weekend. You know?
Yeah.
There's no
If
problem.
I go in on a Sunday, I'm making bank.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Ted retired.
I got my days. I know what I need to get in there. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad deal. Our question, what trait of yours would you not want to pass down? Or what trait was definitely passed down to you? 206-421-ROCK.
New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, all of it, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you'd been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
You're in the men's room. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
My question, what trait of yours would you not want to pass down, or what trait was definitely passed down to you? 206-421-ROCK.
We were talking about the sperm bank and sperm donations, all the hoops you jumped through, etc. So we have a couple of comments here. It says, I tried to do the sperm donor thing in Seattle. There's a lot more that goes into it that qualified to make the $1,000 a month. Your sperm have to be frozen for 6 months, then thawed out, and they have to survive the thawing process. Your sperm count has to be high as well. There's at least a 6-month wait before you can see that kind of money. I got time. And someone else says, the bitches, I'm in my late 40s, and I was born from donor sperm. And I'm a moderator for a group of people that were born from donors. Lab-created folks my age have no idea how many of us exist because the doctors told our parents to lie. Which makes sense back in the day, right? It's still taboo. So, like, hey, just tell them,
Like, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Right, stuff like that.
Right.
So I would think, if that were me and I found out, I think something like, what is it, Ancestry.com or somebody 123, all that crap, would be of remarkable interest to me.
Well, the story we brought you, one of the guys that's, quote, a sperm king, Kyle Gordy, 29 years old. He has sired 35 children with 5 more on the way. That's just one guy, 29 years old in Malibu. I mean, but who's doing it on his own? He's not a member of a sperm bank.
No, I get it. I mean, but there has to be something you sign like, look, man, I'm not getting hit with child support for this. Right? Because we've heard stories of this before where they're supposed to be anonymous, they donated sperm, couple had the baby, whatever went wrong, but the couple gets divorced, and then because you're the biological father, these people were on the hook for it. And they were like,
I thought I was anonymous. Isn't that state by state? Like
probably.
Marriage?
Maybe. I don't know, but I know I've read the stories. Just people got killed with that. And they're like, dude, I've never even met the kid. It's been 15 years. You know what I mean? And like, I'm I'm married, I have my own family, I'm doing this thing, and now I'm on the hook for this, and you didn't know.
What trait of yours would you not want to pass down, or what trait was definitely passed down to you? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches. How are you today?
Hola! How are you, Chris?
I'm doing good. All right. I have hereditary congenital macular dystrophy.
We know you do because you said that in one breath. What exactly is that?
It is a rare native eye disease that I didn't know I had it for many, many years, and I went to an eye doctor, and he diagnosed me with it.
Now, when they diagnosed you, did it explain things you'd experienced, or was he telling you, like, you're going to start noticing symptoms?
It explained many, many things.
For an example?
For example, why I sat so close to the TV.
All right. You're going to go blind. You know that?
No, I'm not going to go blind.
No, sitting that close to the TV you are. That's what my parents told me.
I think our TVs are different. Like, not get too close to the screen. It's all the radiation.
No, because I have a 55-inch TV now, and then I have to sit so close.
Wow, excuse us.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Look out, Chris.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
So, will your eyes progressively get worse? Will they just stay bad? I mean, what are the conditions you have to deal with?
It slowly deteriorates, but I will never go blind like when people get older and they get macular dystrophy, when they will go blind.
So you're saying that your eyes are good or they're bad?
I can see peripheral good, but I cannot see from, like, small fine print.
Okay.
So is that technically kind of like being nearsighted?
I don't know what nearsighted is.
Nearsighted means you can't see far away.
Right.
Right, correct. I can't read, like, straight signs, so having GPS is great.
Do you drive?
I do drive because I can take a driver's test with somebody, and I can pass that.
Well, I mean, let's face it. For the most part, when it comes, other than reading the specific street you want to turn on, even if my vision's blurry, I know that a stop sign's a stop sign. I know that yield is yield. I know pedestrian crossing. But so you're still okay to drive. And how long has this been your entire life that your eyes have sucked?
It has, yes. I was born with it.
Okay. Is there anyone else in your family who has it?
It's been passed down for generations. My biological mother has had it. I passed it to my son.
And so your son has it?
Oh, I can't wait to read that Mother's Day card. Thanks a lot, Mom.
Yeah. Nobody can.
And he'll write it really tiny so you have no idea that he's insulting you.
Sorry, I can't see you.
Right. Right, exactly.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, that's why he says he's not going to bring any children into the world.
Well, okay.
There's always adopted.
Oh, okay. Let him know how sex
I was
works.
Adopted.
All right.
That goes into your sperm thing, too.
do you have a positive trait that you believe, you hope that you have passed down?
Hello?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
That's real positive. I like that.
Okay, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you get a nice butt.
I know how to bake really well.
I mean, do you have a good butt? I don't know.
Yeah,
really
like
nice hair?
Ted's got amazing calves.
Did you not hear that I'm native?
I don't know about native butts. I haven't heard that stereotype.
Yeah. What is the stereotype, Chris? Oh, they're flat. Oh, welcome to the white man club. We got that going.
We got a flat butt. Actually, you know, we got during the time off over Christmas, my daughter and I, we got our eyes checked because both of us struggle with the vision, and my eyes have not gotten much worse. But it's one of those things where the last time I went, a year and a half, 2 years ago, they said, "Look, man, you're at the point and you're at the age where every time you come in, your eyes will be a little bit worse." And my eyes only got a little bit worse. But the doctors were happy how little the worse was. Therefore, I was happy with that. I'm like, all right. So you do the whole eye test, and the first thing they say, and they say it each time, they go, "Man, I got to be honest with you, man, the muscles in your eyes are really good, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, right, but I can't see. So I understand you're excited that, right, they can move and do all the things they're supposed to do. But for my money, the thing I would like them to do is put things into focus. See, they don't do that. So let's stop getting excited. But my daughter, so there's this new thing now, right? And her eyes, they've gotten significantly worse. And it was explained to us. They said, look, part of the difference is because kids are on these tiny screens all the time. And they said, honest to God, it makes a difference. We're seeing it now because that's very much the case. And her eyes already kind of sucked. So this is trying to think of it. So instead of glasses, we're getting her contacts, okay? And it makes sense when they explain it. What these contacts do to slow down the rate that her vision will deteriorate, what these contacts do, instead of focusing everything directly in front of your face, which is traditionally what they do, they focus everything on the periphery. And they said that will actually slow down, like the cornea deterioration, blah, blah, blah. But
that's what I have.
It's a fairly new process.
Glaucoma.
Well, the problem is there's nothing you can do after a certain age. They say between like the ages of 8 and 12, that's the time to do these contacts. So I'm looking at my daughter, and I'm like, look, man, you're going to have to stick your finger in the eye, but this will slow down the rate that your eyes are deteriorating. Which, that's when I love being a parent. Like, that's cool. That's great news. I feel fantastic. Yeah, spend money, my daughter's going blind.
My doctor told me, like, look, you know, you can slow. I have to go to the eye doctor every year for the glaucoma test.
Right.
And I'm like, look, man, I'm doing my part.
Now, is that hereditary or?
My mom's got some weird eye issues. But either way, like, I'm smoking my face off.
Sure.
What do you want me to do?
Doesn't that slow it down or something?
It's supposed to.
You need to smoke more.
Man, how much worse has it gotten?
I was supposed to go in last year, and then COVID hit, and I still haven't rescheduled for this year. But it's mandated that I have to go, which reminds me that I need to schedule an appointment. What trait of yours would you not want to pass down, or what was definitely passed down to you? 206-421-ROCK.
I will say, if anything horrible that I passed down to kids, I'm glad it's just the vision thing. It's not like she's going blind or anything. It's just, right, your vision sucks. You need glasses. The only problem with this is every morning I wake up to, Dad, what's up, baby? Do you know where my glasses are? I'm like, I know where your glasses are because I put them somewhere because I know that you never know where your glasses are. And then I have to clean them. Like, you have to take care of these things because without them you can't see. And right now they're doing the online schooling. So you're back in front of that tiny ass screen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Vision going to crap. It just drives you nuts. But I'll see how these contacts work. So look, if your kid's eyes are crap and they're between the ages of 8 and 12, maybe ask them about these contacts. It seems like something that would legitimately
sounds
help.
cool.
It does.
I mean, it sucks you got to put them in every day, but
if you knew anything about my daughter, like, just to get her to do the eye exam, okay? She's a squirmy free spirit is probably the kindest way I can put this. So when you do the eye exam, you know, they shoot the puff in your eye and they shine lights in your eyes. You have to physically hold her head still. Otherwise, she'll squirm the hell. She just won't do it. And she's not being mean or anything. She just gets giggly and becomes a freaking mess. And it's like, baby, please just keep your goddamn chin on this thing. Just keep your eye open.
Yeah.
He's going to put a puff air in there. He told you he's going to put a puff air. It's not a surprise. He even counts it down, man. But when he gets to the countdown, like, you close your eye that moment. So it's like, dude, you got to do it on 2. Like, it is amazing. So, yeah, getting her to wear contacts. I have not had the experience yet within the next 2 weeks. I believe it would be a bit of a frustrating nightmare each day to get that going on.
Yeah, I would guess so. They say there are 3 main ways you inherit traits from your parents. If you inherit a dominant gene, you're going to develop that trait. So, eye color, for example. If either of your parents have brown eyes, you're likely going to have brown eyes. Yeah, that's a dominant trait. Second is a recessive gene. Both parents have to have the recessive gene for you to have that trait. For example, if you have blue eyes, then both of your parents must carry a gene for blue eyes, even if their eye color is not blue.
Okay.
And then you have X-linked traits that are found only on the X chromosome, that are only passed through the mom.
All right.
So that's the 3 ways you get stuff. So as I told you, good fat, which is brown fat.
Yeah, brown fat.
That comes from your mom. And that's what gives you your metabolism and helps you maintain a healthy weight.
Next Mother's Day, I'm going to put that in a Mother's Day card. Mm-hmm. Mom, thank you for the brown fat.
How easily, good looking out. As we said, how easily you gain weight, that comes from your dad, because that is known as where you get your white fat from. That's the fat you store around your organs. And granted, your lifestyle choices play a large part in this, but genetics do as well. So when those two come together, if you don't have a very healthy lifestyle.
I'm fat because my dad's fat.
And if your dad has a lot of white fat, then chances are it's not a good combination. So, you're gonna gain weight quicker than other people.
I'm waiting for that question. Dad, do you have a lot of white fat? Well, son, not quite sure.
Okay, how about your ability to focus?
You mean like pay attention?
Look at your own life. All right. You got a mom, you got a dad. When you think to yourself about your ability to focus, who do you think you got that from?
My ability to quote unquote focus, I would say, from my mother.
Okay.
I'm with Throw on this one.
Your ability to focus.
Definitely. I'm not saying it's a good one.
Right.
That's where I'm going. Like, my focus is in quotation marks. And it's not that she lacks focus, but we're both
is it an ADD thing?
No, it's not. It's not even a matter of getting distracted. I guess it is a matter of getting distracted, but not so much ADD. It's just kind of as you're doing something, you just start thinking about something else. And we'll eventually finish what we're going to do.
So you daydream.
Right, where my dad's like, this is what we're going to do, and in 3 minutes, it is done well, it is done perfect.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and why would you think so, Ted?
Same deal.
Right,
I mean, that was just a hard part in school and this and that.
Okay.
I mean, hell, I've done it in here before.
I mean,
on a nice sunny day, I'm like, throw athletes, I'm like, seagull.
Yeah, right.
Crap.
No, there's stuff we do. We point at helicopters. We could be in the middle of an interview with, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, Axl Rose. Like, helicopter! If it flies by, like, ooh, where's it going? Which hospital is it going to? Is that a state helicopter? Ooh, that's a Coast Guard helicopter. We do. I mean, it's a trip.
And my mom was a great worker. Like, everybody at the AFL loved her. But her desk was always a mess.
My desk is a mess, yes.
As far as my family goes, I definitely know it's from my mom. Mm-hmm. I could say something to my mom, and she would look at me with just a blank stare.
Okay, right.
Just like, duh. So I don't even know if she was listening. I don't know if she didn't know what to say.
Depends on the age.
Yeah. Either way, if your mother has low levels of serotonin, a brain chemical linked to mood, then you're more likely to develop attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Well, my mom's got plenty of mood. I don't think she likes serotonin.
So the genes are actually passed down from mom to kid every single time.
Huh, all right.
Just so you know, your ability to focus, and that trait is all on your mom. Okay.
See, new things for you to blame your parents for.
Mm-hmm. How about puberty?
You mean like the age we hit it?
Yeah.
I don't know, as I never asked my parents what age they hit puberty.
I'll guess mom again.
Both parents actually play a part in exactly when you start the big change. But if you started early, so they say before age 8 in girls. I don't know if I've ever heard of that one. And in boys, 9 years old. That is definitely a gene you inherit from your father.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
So if you go early, it's from your dad.
I definitely was late.
I think I was about average, maybe 11, 12. Like, the voice starts cracking, you start counting your pubes, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff. You start to stink, getting some armpit hair, your dirt stash, all that crap kind of crashed down. Yeah, between like 11 and 13, all that stuff started happening.
Okay, here's a scary one.
Great time in life. Great time.
Your laugh lines, how well you age, how you look as you age.
Well, black don't crack, so you know
who determines how you look as you get older? Gray hair, all those things. Where does that come from?
Unfortunately, I'm going to say father.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Like, the unfortunate thing would be father, but hopefully mother.
It's based exclusively on your mom.
Oh.
Environmental factors, sun, smoking, unhealthy diet, that can cause damage too, as far as your skin and the way you look. But most of the damage can be inherited from your mother, or the good can be inherited from your mother.
Okay.
So wrinkles, gray hair, maybe you've got 5 chins, whatever the deal is. How you age is basically determined by your mom.
So take a good look at your mom. That's the direction you're headed.
Okay. How about your mood?
My mood?
Your mood.
I would say my mom.
That's a tough one. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say mom, too.
Okay. Mothers are the key to your mood.
Yeah, well, definitely me.
The structure of your brain, known as the corticometric system that controls emotional regulation, plays a role in mood disorders like depression, is more likely to be passed down from moms to daughters than from moms to sons, or from fathers to children of either gender. This may mean that daughters at least partly inherit their mood from their mothers. That's the one key takeaway.
So, but keep in mind, even when you say you're acting like your mother, even with the scientific backup, you're still going to sleep on the couch. That's an important thing to remember.
See, my family's the opposite. Me and my brother definitely take after my mother more, and my sister takes after my father. But if you said that to her, it'd be World War III.
Okay. How about your memory? What you can remember? How sharp your brain is?
Boy, I hope it's
Mom
my
or
dad.
dad?
I hope it's dad.
Man, I don't know.
A new study found that the genetic risk primarily comes from your mom.
Oh, no!
Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause of dementia later in life, so it's important to know what factors increase your risk, and that mainly includes your mom's medical history.
All right.
So your mom has everything to do with how well your brain functions and whether it clicks as you get older.
That's distressing.
It is. How about your fertility?
I hope dad, but I don't know.
Women and men, fertility-wise. That comes from your dad.
Oh, yeah?
So if you produce a lot of eggs as a woman or a lot of spermatozoa as a guy, Both of those traits come from your father.
That would be such a weird feeling to be a woman and be like, I ovulate a lot because of my father.
Mm-hmm. How about your hairline? This is the one that's the myth, the hairline. So in other words, we go on Seattle spermdonor.com, right? You see a really, really good-looking dude. He's got like a full set of, I don't know, what are you looking for? Salt and pepper hair. Whatever
He's
you're
a silver fox.
Whatever you're looking at. You as a couple determine that that's the kind of guy you want your kid to look like.
Mm-hmm.
You want that hair. That hair does not come from the guy, of the baby. So his sperm does not dictate what your child's hair is going to look like. The hair comes from your mom. The hairline comes from your mom. So basically, if you thought you had male pattern baldness, your dad's bald, you're bald. In fact, that trait comes from your mother. So someone on your mother's side is bald.
But see, here's my struggle, all right? So both my brother and I, by the way, a comment came in. It says, figures bad eyesight runs through Thrill's family, his brother being a referee and all.
Zap!
That's on him. But my hairline went the way of my mother's side of the family. My mom has hair, but like her brothers and all that, and we call it volcano head, where it looks like there's a crater because it starts in the middle and slowly goes out. So you'd have the Caesar ring if you left out. It looked like George Jefferson. Not something I want to do. My brother, his hair actually receded. It didn't disappear in the middle. You know, it kept falling back on his forehead.
Yeah.
So it's slowly,
both
but
partners,
that's my father's side of the family.
Right, and everybody says that, but my mom's dad had hair. I never met him.
Mm-hmm.
But then everybody on my dad's side is bald, and we're all bald.
Right. And they say genes associated with hair loss also seem to be associated with an increased risk for heart disease in men.
Great.
Yeah. While some of the traits are inherited, others are learned. And they say that about 40% of X chromosome, meaning they're inherited on the maternal side. Our question, what trait of yours would you not want to pass down, or what trait was definitely passed down to you? 206-421-ROCK.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.